Raider Nation, what's going on? You're watching the Raiders Report, and we are live here on Rumble, so major shout out. What's going to be happening here on today's show is I'm going to be breaking down the Raiders free agency tracker, which I'm really excited to be able to do because the Raiders were a little bit slow on Monday and Tuesday, and then they ramped it up a little bit. So I'm going to go through every single signing that the Raiders have made at this current moment. The first deal that ended up going down, the Raiders went ahead and they signed cornerback Darius Phillips to a one-year deal worth up to $2.25 million. He's a versatile player. He's also going to give you a little flexibility and overall ability at corner, special teams, whether that's punt returner, whether that's kick returner, because I can see something happening like if the Raiders go ahead and they extend Hunter Renfrow, they might not want him back there at punt returns. Darius Phillips does have some experience there. He's also a very quick twitch type of player, more of just depth at the end of the day, but Darius Phillips was the very first deal that ended up going down here for the Silver and Black. The next name that the Raiders went out and got was Bilal Nichols, the defensive tackle of the Chicago Bears. He had 51 tackles, 3 sacks, 5 tackles for a loss last season. Actually got his start in the NFL back in 2018, a 5th-round pick, and this was one of these dudes that came in as a defensive end, spent his first 2 seasons there. Then the Chicago Bears, they shifted him on over into the inside as a defensive tackle. 6'4", 305 pounds. I like what I can go ahead and see out of Bilal Nichols, but at the end of the day, you still need to go out and add more depth at defensive tackle. His best year came in 2020, and I guess I should say his contract details were 2 years, $11 million, $9 million guaranteed. So if you guys want to go ahead and support the show, a major way to do that is by giving the Raiders Report a follow on Rumble, because we're actually live on Rumble right now. This video went out on Rumble before it went out on YouTube. So please, go ahead, give us a follow, rumble.com/Raiders Report. The link is available at what you see below. If you're looking for more free and uncensored content, we got you covered. News, politics, tech, business, it is all there. This is a growing platform, and I'm going to be posting a lot more content on it. So if you guys could, it would help me out a ton. This link is going to be available in the comments and in the description of the video. It's rumble.com/Raiders Report. The big signing, the big news, the thing that made everything happen was Chandler Jones signed with the Las Vegas Raiders on a 3-year, $52.5 million deal, $34 million guaranteed. When I looked and saw how much money the Bills gave Von Miller, I literally laughed out loud because I was like, wait, the Raiders got Chandler Jones, who is I'd say actually a better player than Von Miller, at a much cheaper deal on a half the term type of deal. That was a very, very good thing to think about. So I get it. He's getting up there in age, but he got to start with New England. Very good fit in the new system. He had 41 tackles, 10.5 sacks last season. Chandler Jones is going to be an absolute menace for the Silver and Black, especially when he's paired next to Max Crosby. And then a deal ended up happening. The Raiders, they went ahead, they got Rock Ya-Sin, physical corner out of Temple. The Indianapolis Colts went ahead and got Yannick Ngakoue, a pretty damn solid defensive end. And I have the utmost respect for Ngakoue, no doubt about it. However, this move did make sense for both sides. But you know what? I got to go ahead. I got to do my job here. Let me know down in the comments section who won the trade. If you believe that the Las Vegas Raiders went ahead and they won the deal, I want you to go ahead and spam LV. If you believe that the Indianapolis Colts won the deal, I want you to go ahead and type IND for the Indianapolis Colts. Personally, I could see both sides saying, you know what, we ended up winning this trade. The reason why I am liking this deal a lot is because the way I look at it is this. Not only did you get Rock Ya-Sin, you essentially also got Chandler Jones. That's what happened in this deal. Ngakoue is bad against the run. Good pass rusher, but with Rock Ya-Sin, he was top 5 last season in man coverage. However, he didn't play that much in man. He is a good coverage corner in terms of zone, which is going to be very important in Patrick Graham's system. Tough, physical dude. He's going to be really hardworking. I promise y'all are going to love Rock Ya-Sin. And his deal, 1 year left on his contract, is going to be about $2.54 million. The next move that the Raiders went ahead and did in free agency, they went out and they signed running back Brandon Bolden. This is definitely one of those moves that I saw coming, especially because I said the top 2 running backs most likely to be a Raider were James White, Brandon Bolden. James White goes back to the New England Patriots. Brandon Bolden goes ahead and signs with Las Vegas. Those contract details are still TBD at this current moment. But last season, 49 targets, 41 catches, picked up 21 first downs with his legs. Brandon Bolden is going to be a good running back. This does not mean the Raiders will trade Josh Jacobs. This does not mean they will move on from Kenyon Drake. I do think that this will be the final year for Jacobs, but you know what? We'll worry about that next offseason to make sure that you never miss anything going on this offseason, whether it's the draft, whether it's trades, whether it's more free agency, whatever it is. I want you guys to go ahead and subscribe. Make sure you never miss anything going on around the silver and black. There's a reason why we have over 110,000 subscribers on YouTube. It's because we get down. It's because we have a good time, and it's because we keep you up to date more than anybody else out there. So please hit the subscribe button and turn on those notifications. Next player coming up here was, again, another former Patriot, and as soon as the New England Patriots announced that they are not going to be bringing back Jakob Johnson, and then I saw the whole announcement of Alec Ingold on his Instagram story, I was like, Jakob Johnson, it makes a ton of sense. He didn't carry the ball a single time last season. He did have 4 catches for 43 yards, but Johnson's a bigger fullback, and that's what New England likes. This guy, and I had the utmost respect for Alec Ingold, Jakob Johnson is a better, and I mean a better run blocker than what Ingold was. Ingold was a better pass catcher, probably a little bit better of an athlete, but at 6'3", 255 pounds, you have now a little bit more of a true fullback who you can use in 2 tight end sets, which the Raiders will use, more in I formation. So this move, I said it was only going to be a matter of time. Another move the Raiders went ahead, they went out and they got a receiver, Mack Hollins, signing a 1-year deal with the Silver and Black. I'm actually not 100% sure if Mack will end up making the 53-man roster. He is a little bit bigger of a receiver at 6'4", 221 pounds, and has spent some time with Miami. Has some more Patriot connections, if you will. Brian Flores was a fan of him. Remember, Brian Flores got his start in New England with Patriots, with Josh McDaniels. Maybe there was some communication here, but he had 14 catches last season, 4 touchdowns. One of the areas that the Raiders need to get better in is in the red zone. We would all agree on that, right? Like, I'm so sick and tired of talking about yards, this and that. The Raiders need to get better in the red zone, and if you go out there with somebody like Brian Averett, 6'3", you throw out Mack Hollins at 6'4", throw out Darren Waller at 6'6", Voss Moreau at 6'5", and then, okay, you throw Hunter Renfrow in the slot. That puts a lot of stress on a bunch of smaller defensive backs in the National Football League. So I know if I ask this question, what's your favorite free agent signing? Everyone would say Chandler Jones. So how about this? What's your favorite free agent signing minus Chandler Jones? So we just went through a whole bunch of players there, and I know there was a lot to digest, a lot to be able to go ahead and break down, which I totally get. And sure, we still got a few more players to go ahead and talk about, and I get that. But at this current moment, what's your favorite free agent signing minus Chandler Jones? And if you want to type 55 for Chandler Jones, I guess I'm okay with it. Let's go to Anthony Averett, who, personally, this is going to be a pretty interesting move because he can be really good sometimes. Like, I mean, you watch the tape of him against Tyreek Hill. He ran a 4.34 40-yard dash. He's a good athlete out of Alabama. He had 54 tackles last season, 3 interceptions, 11 pass breakups. However, there's other tape that he can be pretty inconsistent at times. If you're looking for a dude who can cover these quick twitch wide receivers, like a Tyreek Hill, that's where Everett excels. He also lacks awareness. So sometimes, which this is what scares me, being in a zone style of a defense like Patrick Graham's going to run, sometimes he finds himself getting lost. If it's man-on-man, inside zone, if we're going up against the Chiefs, expect Everett to be the guy lined up in them because he's actually done a pretty good job, like I said, against the Cheetah. The name that ended up going down on Thursday was Alex Bars. I don't know if he's a great rapper, but I know he's just a halfway decent offensive lineman. He's played some guard, played some center, a little bit of right tackle as well. I want you all to think of the move that the Raiders made last season like Nick Martin. It's kind of what Nick Martin was. Nick Martin could play center, he could play offensive guard as well, but you were just looking for a little bit more depth to be able to have on the offensive line. Another player that I'm actually not 100% sure if he will end up making, if he'll actually be on the team or not, but I do like the move of Alex Bars. Some other moves that the Raiders ended up making to free up some money. They have 2 players post June 1st cuts, and then they ended up releasing Nick Kwiatkoski. Nick Kwiatkoski is going to save the Raiders about $3 million, $5 million dead cap hit. Cory Littleton saves the Raiders $11.75 this year. It is a $4 million dead cap hit, and it's going to be a $9 million dead cap hit next season. For Carl Nassib, it's a $1.65 million dead cap hit this year. $8 million you end up saving, and then I believe it's a $4.96 million dead cap hit next off season. To make sure you guys never miss any news or rumors going on around the Las Vegas Raiders, I want you guys to subscribe, turn on those notifications if you want to give me a follow on IG or on Twitter, because there's going to be a lot of stuff that ends up going down, and with everything going on, we will keep you up to date. So please take this opportunity and hit that sub button. The Raiders went ahead and they have also signed running back Ameer Abdullah, and I don't know if there's ever been somebody who's been more forgotten in a short amount of time. With the Las Vegas Raiders, they went ahead, they made this move. Remember, Abdullah has connections with new Raiders running back coach Kennedy Polamalu, and I'm saying that he's forgotten about because we went live, we broke down actually the fact that the Raiders signed Abdullah, and then a few minutes later, the Raiders went ahead and they traded for star wide receiver Davante Adams formerly of the Green Bay Packers. He had 123 catches last season, a 5-year, $142 million deal. He is now the highest paid wide receiver in the National Football League, making $28.2 million. And then the trade that ended up going down to make it all possible. The Raiders, they get Davante Adams. The Green Bay Packers get the Raiders' first and second round pick this year. So number 22, number 53. I want you guys to let me know who won the Davante Adams trade. Spam LV for the Raiders or GB for the Packers.